Hello and welcome to Citrus K Night Gaming. Citrus here. Today we are going to be having a talk about the Riftbreaker. This game released fairly recently, and this is going to be an initial impressions video. I've thrown about a little over 10 hours into this game, between both the survival and the campaign modes. I've run through the prologue, which is the tutorial, and what we'll do is we'll jump into our campaign game today, just to show a little bit of the systems, a bit of the combat, the building. So this is a action tower defense, base building, RTS combination game. From what I've experienced so far, I'm having fun with it. It seems to do most of the things it attempts to do quite well. So we'll jump in and we'll talk a bit more about the game. And we do have, in where I've saved it, we do have a swarm of enemies approaching, so that will work quite well for be able to show some of the combat. So you can bring up a map.
Not enough animal biomass.
You can see that where the attack's going to be coming from. We've got a little over a minute before the strong attack comes. So you can see where we are. We're down at this base down here.
Not enough plant biomass.
We'll throw some mines down here. So these abilities down here are rechargeable abilities, so use them when you got them. You got 3 weapon slots. Not sure if you can unlock further weapon slots in that. Weapons have ammo, but ammo automatically recharges once you build an armory. So you see that we've used 3 rounds. That will top itself back up very shortly. So we've got these towers built here for defense. Towers require power, so you've got different types of power generation. We've got wind turbines, got solar power.
My sensors are picking up multiple groups of hostile creatures approaching.
You've got various.
Okay, we're ready for them.
Alrighty, here we go. So you do have various other power nodes. You got gas power for like natural gas type nodes.
Is under attack.
There's a power station that requires a certain to harvest a certain mineral. So the weapons all feel pretty good. There's a crafting system. Straight into a mud pit. You can also put the teleport up here, get involved in this. You can also
This will buy some time
too
until
slow.
the next attack. Let's check what's new after the HQ upgrade.
Alrighty.
Headquarters building can support more communication hubs. If we want to download new technologies faster.
So with the, you can, for any weapon that's not an auto firing weapon, you can build up charges, and you'll see it fires a lot more than what it actually uses. So as you can see, the weapons are reloading just naturally. You don't have to go back to base for them to reload. They just reload naturally. So cut some trees because our
Carbonium storage is full.
we've run out of
More storage
plant
facilities.
biomass, which one of the power plants we have requires that. We've also got a power plant that requires animal biomass, and that's they both sort of generate a lot of power. Turrets, you can put down a certain amount to how many AI cores you have, and you can increase your AI cores by building more of these buildings. Yeah, you got storage buildings. Now you can see here that we've got quite a large base build up here, and all the power for this base is tied in together. So that power rating there is tied into this base, and then this base has its own power. So they run completely separately, and when we teleport back down here, which we can quickly do, you'll see that it's a lower storage amount here. These are shared between both bases, these two resources. There are further resources. I've achieved a lot more in the survival mode.
Iron deposit depleted.
Survival mode is a lot more fast-paced and intense in terms of comparing the same difficulty between the both. The survival mode is the moment a swarm of enemies finishes, another timer starts for the next wave, and the time is set to the harder the difficulty, the shorter the time is. So you're going to have less time to harvest resources, less time to
I'm detecting a decrease in wind speed. This may affect our wind turbine.
less time to repair damage done, and you can obviously build these walls a lot thicker than
The wind
this,
is very slow today. Wind
but
turbine efficiency
I
is not
sort
going
of
to be that great.
been running as a tasty treat for the monsters out here, so sort of get them to target me within range of the base, and then get pounded by the towers. So you get various towers. The more you research and
Iron deposit
unlocked.
depleted.
the more of, more types. So you start off with just a basic machine gun type tower, then I've unlocked rocket towers, artillery towers, flamethrowers. We'll throw some more mines down, well, since they're recharged. These don't do a ton, but they're free, so might as well throw them. And we teleport back up to our main base here. So this is, if you die, this game does have a hardcore mode, so if you, obviously hardcore, you die, that's it. But usually if you die, you respawn here. So this building is your most important building in terms of, if you don't have it and you die, tough luck, you're gone. So this is one of the resources. And this is also the resource that you can build a power station on.
Wind speed projection is returning back to statistically normal values.
So
Wind
the
turbines
weather
are
does
back at nominal power levels.
change in this. So as you can see, the wind speed dropped, which meant that our power generation here per second dropped, and it did go into the red, but that's why you have a massive storage, because you'll get peaks and lows. It does run a day-night cycle, so obviously the solar stations don't
Carbonium
operate
storage is full. We
at
should
night.
construct more storage buildings.
And then you've got various storages. You've got so for the more advanced towers, they need ammo, which you need to build these. You've got ammo storages. These ammo storages, which you have a limited amount you can build per level of your main base over here, which we've just upgraded to level 3. Very low level, like I said, I'm still early on in the campaign. But with these ammo storages, they increase your ammo storage on your weapons. So for example, I think this weapon starts off around the 200 mark. So we've built quite a few of these, and we will actually be able to build more of them now that we've upgraded our headquarters. These, you got radar stations, which the bigger circles on the map here are the radar stations, so that allows for the really long range things like the artillery and that to be able to target enemies outside of their sight range but within their greater range. Because you'll see here, you see some like smaller circles in there. Oops. If I hold on that, and you'll see the highlighted area of its range, which is not its vision range, that's its actual turret range. So that's why you need the radars, and obviously as we upgrade weapons further, they'll have a further range. Let's jump back over here. It's the teleporting is pretty much instant, and you can teleport to any of these that you've constructed, plus your main headquarters. So these are really nice quality of life. Having those, we've got things like this geothermal vent, and as a byproduct of that, it actually produces mud. And then we've got a water filtering plant, which then turns that mud into water. Then we've got some water storage, and we're running water up to our rift station. We also need to get magma coming in here, so we'll work on that next. We've got, okay, so we've got a database which haven't filled in yet. We've got the biome that we're currently in, current quests, and further biomes, and that unlock once we get the rift working. So we'll be able to sort of go other areas, because in the survival mode there's 4 different terrain biomes, and so I'm assuming with a campaign we're going to get to that as well. Like I said, this is an early impressions video. I'll probably do a full one of the game at some stage down the track once I've thrown way too much time into it. But here we have our crafting menu. So when you craft weapons, it gives you the range that they can be in terms of damage, rate of fire, splash damage, etc, etc. It lets you know with these little icons what you've already got equipped, which is quite nice. And so once you craft these or any of these, you've got abilities that you can craft here. So for example, we'll craft that. We'll go straight to our inventory here, and I researched grenade before and forgot to put it in. So we've got these abilities here, which are just passive, so increased armor plating, things like that. And got weapons, which can be modded once you get high. I believe it's once you get higher grade weapons. Movement skill. So currently we've got dash, and there's that dodge. So we'll try the dodge, see what it's like. Haven't done anything in the appearance yet. We've got a research tab. So down here it's got the list of what's in the research queue. It also has little numbers by them. We can simply just add more stuff to research there. You've got 3 research trees. We haven't unlocked the alien research to be able to work on this tree yet, but then we've got a basic weapons tree. We got more of sort of like that. We'll add the alien research, and we might move that up. Let's move that right up to there. Then, oh, that's just a... Alrighty, so on here you'll see these little warning symbols. So if we go have a look, these have run out of the ionium ore, so we can sell these because they aren't on there, but we'll put another one on because you see there was 3 little spots there, so we're going to fill that in. This is the power station that runs the plant biomass power plant. So in the bottom left there it's got
A new technology has been developed.
how much
New buildings are
energy
available for
it
construction.
does, but it also runs through 1 plant biomass a second, which on the top right of the screen you'll see we've got the plant biomass there, and below that we've got the animal. I can't remember if it's animal biomass or what, but it's
A small
the
piece of comet has entered the atmosphere very
Oh,
close
we've
to
got
our
a
position. It looks
comet
like it's
coming
our
in.
way.
comets come in with resources, so it's worth having a look. Sometimes it just creates
Carbonium
a
storage is full. Build more.
The comet will hit the surface soon. We have to investigate it.
There it is, so that's the comet coming in there. Hopefully it doesn't hit our base. You can have natural disasters like earthquakes and tornadoes, things like that. There goes, there it goes. We're gonna run down, probably run into some enemies on our way. The red dots on the map are
comet has hit the ground.
enemies.
Let's go investigate that area.
We'll just mow down some of those. We'll harvest some trees while we're walking. Alright, down we go. You can get boss type enemies spawn as well. Which randomly spawn. Like I said, the campaign is a lot less intense than the survival mode. I was having a lot of fun with the survival mode, just with the increased pressure of dealing with constant enemy spawns and that. And they do constantly ramp up as well. So. I actually think I prefer the other movability over the dodge roll, just because the other one you can do while you're shooting, so the dodge roll you can't. So here we go. This is, oh, we'll discover this, see what it, oh, okay, we'll deal with this. Walk into the fire. Walk into it. Certain enemies have various resistances to different damage types. Let's give these guys some rockets. Pop a heal. Throw some grenades over here. Bit of fire. Burn everything. Trees and everything. Why not? Okay. Yeah, those explode, so don't accidentally whack those. I made that mistake before. But you see here, so this ore deposit was created from the meteor. So we will now finish off this. This triggering these does cause that little spawn. Oh, nice. Unlocked a unique item. Won't say no to that. Off we go. Now, because we've done that, we can teleport straight back to base. Easy as that. So these are the Carbonium ore power stations, as you can see there. And down here we've got cobalt ore, which all the ores you can actually mine yourself. Obviously having auto miners is a lot more efficient.
Carbonium storage is full. We should construct more storage.
You can
buildings.
do that yourself as well. Up here, that's how long till the next research is done. So with the researchers, I just queue them up and ignore them, and then as the message pops up that they're done, we get more things we can build. So these are obviously all your buildings we've unlocked so far in each tree. We can build things like a communications hub, rift magnetic stabilizer, orbital scanner, rift station. So that's something, this one here is something we need to obviously build for the actual rift. So the rift station does require other buildings to make it work. These are all our power ones. Now you need these energy connectors, which are on the floor. Just they don't require any power themselves, and they don't generate any power, but you just need those to connect everything. So these can be destroyed. They're not extremely tanky, so they can be destroyed during attacks or natural disasters. Something to be definitely aware of. And then we've got that, and then we've got our defences here. So basic walls, gates, these you put down like that, and then
I'm detecting a large group of creatures heading towards our position.
And then it allows you to stand here and shoot over the wall, because otherwise you shoot into the wall. So if you're wanting to hide behind the wall and shoot stuff, that works as well. Personally, I prefer to get out and get amongst it. So we've got 2 spots of enemies incoming in a short amount of time. So while we're here, we're going to put down some mines here, give them a bit of a surprise. There are other mines you can research in that. Seems to be quite a range of weapons, quite a range of towers. Towers can be upgraded, buildings can be upgraded once you've obviously unlocked the appropriate technology. But if we scoot over here, and so we'll build one of these to extend our power out this way. And then let's put down some more defences. So we'll put a flaming tower right by the wall, missile tower just behind, and then our basic sentinel tower, a couple of those. So at the moment we've got plenty of power for that, because right at the moment the wind's alright and the sun's out. So, and then we can upgrade those like so.
Hostile creatures are approaching our base.
Okay,
Get ready for battle.
let's go out and ruin the day. Here they come. Yeah, well, so we'll see back, retreat back a little bit, let our towers do some of the work. So depending on how you want to focus on the game yourself, you could
Is under attack.
go heavy into the tower defense, build up serious amounts of walls,
Carbonium deposit depleted.
and okay, so out of ammo for that weapon, so we can just change up to the next one. But yeah, if you really wanted to go more into
Carbonium storage is full. Build more storage
tower defense
facilities.
mode, sure could. You could get into, you know, multi layers of walls, more guns, and focus yourself on being out, getting resources, finding stuff. As you can see, there's a lot of the map I haven't looked at yet, and I really like the teleporting system. I think it's just such a nice quality of life that that a lot more games should sort of, you know, if it makes sense to have it, why not? I'd much rather be able to get to where I need to get to and defend and that sort of stuff, but yeah, as I was saying, you could really go heavy into a tower defense type game where you've got massive of tower defenses. You can build all these little satellite bases wherever you need to, wherever there's resources, things like that. And these two are both pretty well defended now, so we'll probably look at doing that. Everything's pretty clear on the map what it is. The yellows are the consumables that I've placed down, mines and stuff like that. Red's enemy, orange is that type of resource, blue is that type of resource. The little down arrows are the geothermal vents.
It's raining. It will decrease the output from solar panels until it stops.
So, yep, as that message just came up, it's raining, so solar power levels drop. As you'll see, nice little thing, but the solar panels do close when they're not in use, so you can easily tell at a glance, oh yep, no, they're not generating power at the moment. We've still got quite a bit of power generating down here. We've got this power station that pumps it out. We don't have a crazy power requirements down here. Eventually, I mean, there's no need to, but you could join these two bases up, join the powers onto each other, but there's no resources between them, so I'd probably extend down to there, grab those two, you know, like you've got these rock formations that you can use, so put the walls down to there, walls across there, walls across there, walls across there. Suddenly you've got quite a much increased building zone, a lot more resources within it, and you haven't had to go crazy with walls because you're using the natural landscape to your advantage. So yeah, that's been a bit of a look at the game. Like I said, I've been having a lot more fun with this one than I thought I would. I was a little bit hesitant with it. I've played quite a few of these sort of type of games, and
the rain is over.
A lot of the time when they try to do too much, they don't do any of it quite right. But in this case, I've been having a lot of fun. It's definitely not a perfect game, but yeah, I'm very happy with it. It'll be interesting how long the campaign actually is, and that. But even with the way the survivals work, I'm sort of happy to keep redoing survivals and stuff like that. And In terms of
Carbonium storage is full.
replayability,
Build more storage facilities.
I'm feeling pretty good about it at the moment. Of course, I'll need to throw a lot more hours into it to really determine that for sure. But yeah, it's definitely been a good 10 or so hours so far. I think I'm sort of just ticking up around the 12-hour mark. I ran through the tutorial and
Iron
then
deposit depleted.
started the campaign, and then I thought I'd have a look at the survival mode before
A new
I did
technology has been
the
developed. Okay, we've got all the necessary
first
technologies down there.
impressions
This
video.
building requires a supply of clean water
So
to operate.
it's
It would be best to
you know,
place it close
have a
to
look at
pool of
the
mud
different
or sludge that we can filter.
facets of the game. It does have a streaming mode built in, which I believe is so that people can alter events and things like that. Probably alter monster spawns and natural disasters and that sort of stuff. But we'll leave that for the streamers to play with. Leave that for the popular people. We'll just have a bit of fun in the game itself. But yeah, so so overall my summary so far is the game's been quite good. There's a lot of simple quality of life things that I like. I haven't been frustrated with the game yet. I said the only thing would be how the longevity of replayability, but I enjoy building bases and defences, and the combat side of things is fun. And in the survival mode, I've noticed there is definitely more variance with the enemies that I haven't encountered yet in the campaign. But that's just going to be as I get further in and research more tech. I found there's always something to do, because if the enemy's not attacking you, you can be expanding your base, scouting around, and sort of getting ready for the next attack. One other thing that I'm not that I'll mention is when you upgrade this, that generates because of the energy spike of upgrading it, that generates enemy attack, guaranteed. From what I've seen so far, you can only have one enemy attack at a time in terms of the countdown timer. You can have them coming from multiple spawn spots, but there's only, from what I've seen, only ever one countdown timer. So if you've got a countdown timer, for example in the survival, I had the countdown timer ticking away, and then I started upgrading the headquarters building here, and it actually reduced the countdown timer for the wave because the building upgraded before the wave was due. And then you get hit with the wave that would be generated for the building, not necessarily the next survival wave. But yeah, I've been having fun. Personally, I haven't run into any bugs yet. It seems to run fairly stably. The only time it seems
The
to
weather's changing. Wind is slowing down.
have slight hiccups is when it does the auto saves, but it's not really a hiccup as such. It just obviously while it's saving, it has a brief moment of pause.
This will affect wind
Okay, so
turbine
wind
power
stopped,
generation.
and the nice thing is, if you look at the wind turbines, they go slower, near to, and stop. So that, little things like that, little details I really like. and see the solar panels are
Carbonium storage is full. Build
open
more storage facilities.
again. And yeah, so this is the research facility, so you can actually click on it to do the research here,
Research completed.
and it will tell you all the researches that you've done since the last time you're on the research screen. And we can, play there, but I do really like the fact that at a touch of a button you can access all these screens without having to go back to the necessary building, and you can start set and forget sort of thing. I quite like it. So yeah, I usually don't do a lot of sort of recommend or not recommend, as I usually let the gameplay speak for itself, but yeah, no, as I said, I've really been enjoying this game so far, and I'll give it a full breakdown later on once I've smashed through the campaign completely, and well, yeah. So see, the resources are sitting on the ground there, but it's at max, so we can't pick it up. One other thing I'll quickly show you is when you build the walls, you can just drag and set like that, so it's quite nice, and you can cancel the building as well. Or once you get used to which keys do what, bringing up all the menus is really easy. I think I just walked a bit close to a few enemies on the map there, but that's alright. So yeah, but yeah, that'll be our video for today. So hopefully you've enjoyed watching, and if you feel up to it, do the whole like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video. Citrus out.